Hey everyone, what up? Mad Kaiser here. Now, I already have mentioned this before, but I am a huge fan of Sonic. Back then when I was younger, and still am today. Unfortunately, the Blue Blur's reputation has been shattered after 2014's god-awful Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, a game that managed to ruin Sonic even more so than Sonic 06. At this point, Sonic was dead. However, in 2017, Sega decided to retaliate with two new games, both of which are meant to celebrate Sonic's 25th anniversary. One of which is Sonic Forces, which I'll be doing a review in the future. And the other is of course Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania is developed by Christian Whitehead, who is famous for taking the original Sonic Genesis games into mobile ports. Alongside him is Pagoda West Games and Headcanon. This game is a retro sprite side-scrolling platformer remix of the four original classics, such as 1, 2, CD, and 3 and Knuckles. The game has been out for like 7 months now, and in my Q&A I didn't mention it being my favorite game of 2017. But before I get to the gushing and stuff, let's begin the review with... In Mania mode, we get to the story. So it takes place after the events of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, where Sonic and Tails arrive at Angel Island while discovering an energy reading. And while Knuckles is just relaxing there, suddenly they discover an army of Egorobos stealing a mysterious gem known as the Phantom Ruby, which not only gives them powers and transforms them into the hard-boiled heavies, but also transported Sonic, Tails and Knuckles through time and space, back to familiar places like Green Hill. Then Sonic and Tails and Knuckles venture through levels old and new to stop Eggman. Now, what I'm going to discuss contains spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, you can just click on this timestamp and you'll be fine. Unless you want to stick here to be spoiled anyway. So, Eggman's plan is to use the Phantom Ruby to retake Little Planet from Sonic CD. Then they enter into Eggman's fortress, the Titanic Monarch, defeat Eggman and the Heavies, and escape just before the fortress explodes. However, if you collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds, you get a much bigger ending, where the Phantom Ruby takes Sonic, or Tails, or Knuckles, alongside Eggman and the Heavy King into another dimension. Then the Heavy King betrays Eggman in a "I was created or awakened just so I could betray you and take over the world" manner. So Sonic, or Tails, or Knuckles transforms into Super Sonic, or Super Sonic, or Super Knuckles, or Super Tails, battles both Eggman and the Heavy King, defeats them. Then the Phantom Ruby resonates with the Chaos Emeralds, transporting Sonic into another dimension, most likely to Sonic's world in Sonic Forces, while Tails and Knuckles get a different ending. So, overall, the story is very simple. It doesn't need to be complex, but it's very entertaining and simple, just like the classic Sonic games are. And it has some nice nods and callbacks to Sonic CD. So overall, I do like the story. Now that we have looked on the story, let's find out what other things this game has. When it comes to gameplay, this game ticks that box very well, as the gameplay matches well with the classics for Sonic, with the whole running, spin dash, and just adding a new move called the drop dash, where he dashes it into midair while jumping. Tails' gameplay is similar to the other classics as well, where he can run, jump, and fly for about a reasonable period of time till he's exhausted. The same goes with Knuckles, running, jump, glide, climb, and knock down hard to break walls with ease.
Knock knock, it's Knuckles.
The items like the Combine Ring, Aqua Shield, and Flame Shield have returned and are just as awesome. The gameplay for the special stages are good on being really hard for me. Overall, the gameplay is both fun and exciting. The 13 levels in this game are also amazing, with 8 original classics and 5 new ones, each filled with 2 acts. Each level acts are complete with a gameplay theme and boss at the end. The 8 original classics like Green Hill, Chemical Plant, Stardust Speedway, and Lava Reef, etc. have been remastered with new pathways. And the new levels like Studiopolis, Press Garden, and Mirage Saloon, etc. has gameplay mechanics from older levels of Sonic that are just overall fun. The special stages on acts are reminiscent on the old special stages. Take the first one, where if you collect 50 rings or more and head to a checkpoint, Glitter shows up. You jump into it, and the first special stage is reminiscent of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It's Blue Sphere again! Yay! And as for the second special stage, find a giant ring reminiscent of Sonic 3 and Knuckles again, and it's a UFO race where you had to chase the UFO to get the Chaos Emerald. Yay! It's like Sonic CD, yet the graphics look somewhat familiar. The boss battles are some of the best ones I have ever seen in a Sonic 2D game. Since Sonic 3 and Knuckles, of course. Bosses include the DD Wrecker, Meter Droid, and Heavy Magician, etc. As they're both fun, inventive, and challenging. The levels are well designed, with spectacular environments, beautiful backgrounds, and enemy designs that suit the theme of the level very well. And of course, I can't forget on what the best thing has to be included in a Sonic game. The soundtrack. One word to describe the soundtrack, and that is beautiful. Thanks particularly to T. Lopes, and I hope I'm saying it correctly, Folk O Yo. This soundtrack is famous of having the classic songs, both the original version and the updated remix version, alongside the new levels on having just spectacular music to listen through with the atmosphere and environment. The boss battle themes are epic. My favorite songs would have to be Chemical Plant Act 2, Mirage Saloon Act 1, both the original and the Knuckles version, Studiopolis Act 1 and 2, the mini boss theme, Heavy theme, Star Speedway, and Press Garden Act 2. Honestly, just listen to some of these songs yourself.
Lights, camera, action.
Other than Mania mode, the game features time attack, where you play as either Sonic, Tails or Knuckles and go on stages you have completed as fast as you can, and you'll be ranked on how fast you go. As for competition, where you and another player can race to the goal reminiscent of Sonic 2, even though the horizontal split screen does look awful and I don't think anyone wants to play that. But those alone are just neat features to separate you from the story. Sonic Mania, to me, is a proper return to form of the classic Sonic games and Sonic in general, as the game shows on how Sonic became an icon in 1991, and the game overall is like a classic version of Generations. Yes, I admit there are a few bits that don't work, such as if you lose all of your lives on Act 2 or its boss, you end up back in Act 1 rather than the act you lost on. The PC Steam version, when it was released, had this de novo anti-piracy software which prevented players playing online, till it got fixed and it's working, like mine. And of course, that this game does rely heavily on nostalgia rather than originality, because you've seen this nostalgia before in Sonic Generations. But you know what? I don't care about that problem. Generations was great because of nostalgia, and this game reminded me of my childhood, where I absolutely loved Sonic. Good times. This game was a passion project and made by fans for fans. So, is Sonic Mania good? Yes. In fact, Sonic Mania is not just a fantastic Sonic game, but a fantastic game overall, with fun gameplay, beautiful level design and graphics, exciting boss battles, and an epic soundtrack. Added with a lot of love and nostalgia, this game is perfect for Sonic's 25th anniversary and a perfect comeback for Sonic. I love this game, and it is my second favorite Sonic game, right below Generations. I definitely recommend to anyone who's a fan of Sonic. It feels good to be a Sonic fan again. So overall, I give Sonic Mania 4 Phantom Rubies out of 5. And next up in my review will be, of course, Sonic Forces. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed my review. Anyway, punch that like button, drop down a comment, and kick that subscribe button if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next video. Mad Kaiser out.